Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Welcome back to Dawnridge for episode number 2. I finally figured out how to change my character's hair. The place to change clothes is right behind the house. All you gotta do is go over here, click the buttons that it tells you to click, and you can change up your character. But unfortunately, this is the only place to do it. At least the only place that I've been able to find. No, I have a man bun now. I gotta change that. Apparently, it randomizes your character as well because I went in there and immediately was a woman. I didn't want that. So what are we up to today? Well, I have good news and I have bad news. Unfortunately, I'm recording this video a little bit too early to get my weekly bonus, so that's unfortunate, but we have some really cool contracts to do today. So I think that's what we're going to be up to. The fertilizing one, I can handle myself. However, the spraying contract and the transporting contract, we are going to have to lease items for that. But don't worry. It's very simple. So the fertilizer contract's going to be pretty simple. All we got to do is toss this over here and hire it up on a worker and they'll do all the tough job for us. So let's see if we can take a couple contracts at the same time. This is something I don't actually know. For this one, the spraying contract, we are going to be borrowing the items, but we still make a good bit of money off of it. But we will have to pay for the herbicide as we go along. Only can do one at a time. Welp. Guess we'll have to wait on this guy then. We're almost done anyway. Well, that was easy enough. Let's go ahead in here and collect the contracts. Make sure you don't forget to collect these because that's where you get your money. There we go. 1779. Let's go. Now I gotta drive this thing all the way back to the farm. There are many ways back, and I do not take the roads usually. And sometimes that's slower. I think that was the way it was today. Oh yeah, and if you missed the last video, make sure you check that out. We were able to get everything that we needed to harvested, and we have oats in the ground, which should make us a good amount of money, and soon. All right, so there's one out of the way. Let's go and do the spraying contract next. For this one, we want to borrow the items. We have to make sure that we hit the right button for that, and then we could simply tab over to it. And here we go. We get a nice Zader Crystal 170 HD, plenty of power for this Amazon sprayer, which is a big sprayer, to be fair. And it's a cool sprayer as well. Check this thing out. It looks good. And I guess, too, if you wanted to use your own sprayer or your own tractor, you could do this. I mean, you probably already have a tractor, but you may not have a sprayer. So if you wanted to use your own tractor, you could do that very easily. But I'm not doing that. It comes with one, so I'm using the tractor that it gives you. Hey, I'm not going to use up all of my fuel for this thing. No, no, no. So this is going to be our field right here. We're at it. And this is another one. I'll be honest with you. Hiring workers is so easy. Yes, it costs you money. Yes, it does. But it's so simple. In the long run, the amount of money that you spend on workers is negligible. Especially trying to get everything done perfectly. Especially when it's something that's really hard to see, like weeds. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely using a worker for this. Well, check that out. The working with is much different than it visually appears to be. That's probably gonna get fixed in an update. I think we probably would have been better off, at least with this field, just doing this ourselves. It does appear that the weeds are a lot easier to see, so that's good. And there's plenty of room for us to get around and do the work that we needed to do because this thing for some reason is hitting way further out than it was supposed to. So that pass in the middle, well, that really paid off for us big time. Really, really big time. There we go. Cut that corner. Yeah, nice. Maybe not the best way to do it, but it does work. If you're looking for some quick cash that's fairly simple to do, I definitely recommend taking on fertilizing or spraying contracts. They are two of my favorites and have been for years. Definitely recommend that. There we go. All right. We'll go and jump out of that tractor. That way we don't cause any issues. Go into our contracts, complete it, and we will collect it. There we go. $1,900 in the bank. Nice. There's one final contract that's showing. We need to move 6 pieces of cake or 6 cake pallets, and we need to move them from looks like either the bottom right or the top left to the opposite side. And we will be doing so with the Fendt 500 with the front loader. Yeah, like that. That looks cool. And we even get a trailer for it. Very cool. All right, so big issue here. I don't know where the pickup is and where the drop-off is. It just gives you 2 icons that are literally exactly the same. So we'll do a little bit of investigating. You see up here, we've got this trigger there. So what I'm going to do is we are going to visit up here and see if we can find said cake pallets? Let's see. Okay, so this is going to be the delivery point, which means down here at the bottom, if we visit the oil mill, is that right? Yeah, the oil mill. If we visit this, we should find our cake. Yep, right here. So off on our trip we go. Time to head down towards the bottom of the map. What's the fastest way down there from here? Straight shot, as always. Let's go. Now, before I get in here and make a fool out of myself, I have a confession to make. I've never moved pallets before in Farming Simulator. Therefore, I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure I have any idea what I'm doing when it comes to this. So you get to watch me do something silly for once, instead of me showing you how to do something either the right way or an easy way. I'm gonna be silly with this. Oh boy, this is gonna make me look like an idiot. Aha! Well, it appears that the pallets auto-load on here. Something I did not know. And they auto-load onto the trailer. Well, this is easy. Yeah, very easy. I like transporting contracts, apparently. This is way too easy, man. Is this what y'all been doing this whole time? Look at that. That's not supposed to be that easy. Come on. Look, I could do this in first person. Got it. Uh-oh. But back into something. There we go. Oh, no. We're good. Maybe we shouldn't do it in first person. Yep, we'll just stick to this outside view and we'll be good to go. Man, if Farming Simulator 25 was like this, I would probably use the front loader more. 6 pallets, loaded up, ready to go. Now let's go ahead and hook this thing back up. Boop, got it. And now we just need to head back up to the top of the map. And I'm actually gonna follow the roads because I don't want my cake going all over the place. Also, if you're curious how the transporting percentage works, apparently it's 50% for loading all of them onto the trailer. That's pretty nice. Or maybe it's 50% removed from the pallet area. That could also be it. Now, at least my understanding for this one is all we gotta do is just drive over this area and we should be able to collect all of our cash. Is that what's gonna happen? Ooh, we got it! Transport contract finished. Yeah. Make sure we jump out of the vehicle. Sometimes you have to do that, sometimes you don't. Older Farming Simulator games wouldn't let you do anything if you were still in the vehicle. So I'm not taking any chances. Collect, baby! Yeah, there we go. $3,100. We're up to 80 grand. Nice. And I don't know if you saw, there's another contract. I'm taking it. I would say out of all of the ways that you could possibly make money, this is likely one of the easiest and most legit ways to do it. And you could probably sit around for hours doing contracts. Eventually, though, all of those fields are going to be done and, well, your services will no longer be required until the next day in game when something changes. Ooh, I about got in trouble. I don't know how much money I spent there, but I drove half the way here with this thing turned on. That ain't good at all. And we're here again. As always, fertilize the contract. Much easier, just have the worker do it. We're 9 minutes away. Come on. I want my 30 grand. If you're ever curious, does DJ do all of the contracts? No, he doesn't. Here's one that I will not be doing. And this is a potato harvesting contract. No, thank you. No, thank you. The field is much smaller. Sure, it's going to cost us $0, but we would still have to lease the items here. Greater use of my time doing this fertilizer contract where we get paid more to do it. So this harvesting contract right here will be in the bin. Also, if you're ever curious about fertilizing and how, things work, or maybe whatever field you're on, well, check this out. You can actually go into the field status menu. It's going to pop up. It's going to show crop types like this. What you want to go over and do is click soil composition. I actually have plowing turned off because that layer overloads everything. And this shows us exactly where the worker is, how much they've gotten done, etc., etc. A contract completed. Nice. Let's go into contracts. Find our harvesting one. Here it is. Collect. Yes, please. Thank you very much. $3,900. I'd say we made a decent amount of money today. 5 minutes. We're gonna wait. We're doing it. As you can see, a fertilizer spreader right here. This is so invaluable as one of the first purchases that you can make in Farming Simulator 25. It does work with the John Deere that you get, so don't worry. I'm using it with a big Challenger, but you can use it with this John Deere and it will work. It's a little bouncy. But it does work. Matter of fact, it gives you a little bit of help as well. I'm gonna show you guys this. So with this Challenger on the front, we have a weight on there by default. However, this John Deere right here, this has a 3-point on the front, and there's no weight. Well, when we come back here and we hook up to the spreader, bam, look at that. It gives you the appropriate weight that you need for this. So yeah, we're good to go. Now, the faster you go, the less responsive the steering is, and it's like you're on ice. But it works. It works perfectly fine. Well, maybe not perfectly, but it does work. So if you're just using the one John Deere and you're trying to save up for something instead of buying something in the middle, well, you'll be all right. 1 minute. I don't want to wait. I'll also be curious to see if these update, because I can't remember how much time we had on those. Are we going to get a new one here? Just spam it. Just spam it. It's ready. Yeah. Looks like everything else is there. But here we go. Redeem. Yes. Ha ha ha. We've now made a decent amount of money. Look at this. Yes, sir. $110,000 in the first week. Hey, weekly money bonus. Boost. What did it say? Uh-oh. Here we go. It says, well done. You've completed the challenge. Your reward is now available to redeem in the challenge menu. Sweet. And there we go. We've got our new weekly challenge, which is going to be, well, I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure I just got kicked out of the game. Let's load back in and see what happens. So this happened right when the challenges reset. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Let's see. Do we still have everything? The answer is no. Weird that I have a transport contract in here that could be completed. There we go. I guess that was the last time that the game saved. Well, on that unhappy, disappointing, and no good, very bad bombshell, I think it's time to end and go complain to Giants about where's my 30 grand? Anyway, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day today. That's what I get for trying to cheat the system. We'll see you in the next one.